Early this morning, around 1 a.m., LPD officers were on routine patrol in the area of 50th and Avenue Q when they observed two subjects walking in the middle of the road on Avenue Q. Upon seeing the police car, the subjects quickly changed direction and began acting furtively. This drew the officers' attention, and the officers found their activity suspicious, so they stopped to investigate further. Officer Curtis Fish was one of the officers there. Officer Curtis Fish and Sergeant Ross Hester approached the subjects. As Officer Fish attempted to make contact with one of the subjects, the subject Julian Begay fled on foot. Sergeant Hester took the other subject, Carlos Guevara, into custody without incident. Officer Fish chased Begay on foot and engaged in a struggle with him on the southwest corner or the front corner of the laundromat at 48th and Q. Officer Fish attempted to bring the subject under control at that time using hands-on techniques. Begay was able to fight off the officer, and he broke free and began running down the side of the business towards the back of the building in a continued attempt to escape custody. Officer Fish again pursued Begay. He deployed his taser in an attempt to bring Begay under control, but that attempt was unsuccessful. Begay continued to run, avoiding custody, and ran to the area directly behind or on the east side of the laundromat. At this point, the initial investigation shows that Begay pulled out a handgun and pointed it at Officer Fish. Upon seeing Begay point a handgun at him, Officer Fish believed his life was in immediate danger, and he fired his duty weapon at Begay. Begay was hit and fell to the ground. EMS was called to the scene. Begay was transported to UMC, where he later died. There are no reports of injuries to any LPD officers or other persons at this time. Carlos Guevara was arrested for an outstanding traffic warrant, and he was transported to the Lubbock holding facility. Begay's next of kin was notified earlier this afternoon. Preliminary investigation at this time indicates that Begay did not fire any shots, although the weapon he had was loaded and ready to fire. Preliminary investigation also leads the LPD to believe that the two men were in the area for the purpose of committing vehicle burglaries, and that was the activity they were engaged in when the officer stopped and approached them. At this time, Begay is also believed to possibly have been involved in a recent robbery in the same area, as well as being involved in several other violent crimes in Lubbock and in other states. Initially, it appears that the officer acted appropriately in defending himself from the threat of deadly force, pending the outcome of several investigations. Investigations, criminal as well as administrative, are ongoing, and this case will be evaluated by the grand jury. Officer Fish has been placed on administrative leave pending the investigations, and that is standard practice and is not any indication of any kind of wrongdoing.